We have a few minutes left in the live. Are there any parting thoughts that you all want to leave with the audience before we drop? I know we've covered a lot of different topics, a lot of different technical practices. Again, I think we highlighted at the beginning that there are major differences between different software development organizations, and that we all here have had a great experience with working with IO in that capacity. So are there any takeaways that you would like to leave the audience with?
I guess I've got one. I think one of the things that I hate to see in software development is humans having to do repetitive tasks. Humans should be doing thought work, in my opinion, especially in this particular career. If you have repetitive tasks, find ways to script it or automate it. Some folks ask me they think they're asking me one question, but they're asking me another about manual testing. Do I think that there ought to be manual testing? Yeah. But it ought to be exploratory testing. If it's testing that you can actually script or automate, you want to script it or automate it. You don't have to keep these folks doing the same thing, week over week over week. That should be done by developers, because developers know how to maintain code, as they should. And so your test code is code as well, so have them maintain it. But basically, I'm about freeing up people to do what they're actually really, really good at. And repetitive things should really be done by computer.
Coming here, I've been on a lot of software teams. I've written a lot of code, not as much as these guys, but there's the engineering practices that I get to use here and work with other people who are already into using these practices are like they were advocated they were starting to be advocated back in the 90s, even before Agile was Agile. And it's interesting how slow they've been to catch on through the rest of the software industry, and the fact that they're in play here in full effect on teams of IL engineers. It puts us decades ahead of other software teams I've been on. And I think it was William Gibson said once that the future is already here. It's just not evenly distributed. And that's how I feel. That's how I feel about working with industrial logic engineers. Is that it's not evenly distributed. It's all kind of right here.
Nice. That's a beautiful way to put it. Wyatt, your thoughts? Any imparting thoughts you want to leave with the audience?
Yeah, I would encourage anyone to just try anything, right? And so someone said, what would be the first thing you'd start? I mean, you could even start by collecting your throughput, right? And then figuring out and start using a Monte Carlo through the spreadsheet as an example of just starting something, or just start butting up with someone and pairing, or do some try pairs and write code together. Do a ping pong style where I would write a test and Mike would implement it. Mike would write a test and I would implement it. That's a fun way of engaging. And pretty soon you'll see your full day just like disappeared, and it's like, whoa, that was really intense. So I think pairing is a great thing to start with. But I think anything, if you just start doing something and experimenting. I really like the idea of experimenting, no matter what I'm doing. If it's building a house or practicing the cello or doing anything, if I don't know how to do it, I will just at least try. So have the open mind and just try to do something. Yeah, Garrick says code katas. Yeah, definitely. I'm a huge fan of code katas.